Welcome to Voices of Integrity podcast, your voice in my headset, the friendship podcast. Mark's got so much stuff he wants to cover today. It's crazy. So Mark, go ahead. You're dying. I know you are.
So, like the last week this podcast is starting to encroach on other podcasts and take over other podcasts.
Right?
It's like the grapevines that are going all over the place, or strawberries where they're going all over the place. And it's like here. So we talked about identity, and then we had identity, another follow-up on that one. And then we had another follow-up on that one too. So my mind is racing. I mean, it's like going, like the dopamine hit. Like it's like spiraling out of control. Oh,
What?
so Mary, you
Yes.
had said that you were concerned about having a level 4 friendship
Mhm.
with what's going on with my machine here. That's kind of weird. So you had, a level 4 friendship with your sister. You were concerned about that because you were afraid to lose her as a sister. So that's just fascinating that you would have that insight that could happen. Like I hadn't thought about that before. I'm like, wow. I don't know what's going on here. And so like, have you had that happen before where you had a level 4 friendship and then you lost everything with that? Is that
Not a level 4, I'd say. Um, but I've had a friendship that I thought was, a good friendship. And I trusted the person and they turned around and stabbed me in the back. So it has, I mean, I still have to associate with the person because it's family. But I do know if it wasn't family, I would not associate with that person anymore because I was lied to, I was thrown under the bus, and I would have, I did lose a friend there because I don't trust her. And so I know how hard it is to, um, get together, and our conversations now are surface level. And I won't let it go deeper unless things change and apologies happen. But I don't see that happening because that would mean that person would have to admit that they were wrong and what they did wasn't right. And in the time of pouring into this friend and walking with this friend through some hard, messy times that she had, I gave up an hour, more than hours. I gave up hours of my time with my family.
right?
And I was told they appreciated it, but their actions don't match up with their words.
See, and this is fascinating because in small churches, what they'll often do is if there's a marriage issue, in the Baptist and how I was raised, the pastors will often refer that couple to another pastor. When I found that out, I'm like, why is that? And they said, because once you find out all the stuff, the messy stuff that goes on in the marriage, even if the marriage is better and heals and everything there, now you know all that stuff about that couple, and so that couple will leave your church. And so,
So in the same sense, like I would love to, and I'm, taking, and I know I'm slow with taking my steps right now because I want to be cautious and I want to um protect Nora's heart and protect my heart and make sure that we don't hurt each other because I don't want to hurt her. But if that can happen to someone that is not my blood sister, it definitely could happen to my sister if we're not cautious and aware.
so in martial arts, what they teach you in like taekwondo or judo or karate, all of the martial arts teach you how to fall. Because you don't get hurt by falling, you get hurt by not knowing how to fall.
Okay.
And then so you have to learn how to fall. And so one of the reasons that marriage works is it's hard to get out of it. And so I think friendships are often easy to get out of. So you're not really forced into it. Business, if you're in business partnership with people, it can be hard to get out of a business partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like you're so vulnerable in a level 4, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that the amount of damage that somebody could do to you is just, it's crazy. It's just,
Yeah.
and so that's fascinating. You connected those dots. And so I wanted to share that. So I'm in an introspective mood today. I'm kind of just going with the flow. So you all can interrupt and take it any direction you want. So it's like in a marriage, you have marriage vows. Those are supposed to mean something. And then supposed to. And then you have witnesses. And those witnesses are supposed to mean something. But those witnesses often don't want to take sides. What they mean is, I don't know what that means. And so they don't get in and fight. I was under the impression that if you're a witness to a marriage, you're making a vow, that you're going to fight for that marriage. Like you're going to get involved,
right?
And it's going to get messy. It can get messy, in it. The thing is, what's theory about level 4 is what's theory about level 4. Ooh, we don't want to go there. Elaine, what you got?
My question is, in our friendship, do we challenge the people we call friends, or do we just avoid challenges by not confronting them with hard questions?
So it's been a long time. I don't know, this might be 2 years old, 3 years old, this thing here. And because nobody's read it and shared that they read it, Mark, it's terrible, it's amazing, it's adequate. I don't know. So I don't know. Should I go ahead? And so, like Rob, I'm experimenting with him and giving him a test. So he's failing some of the tests, he's passing some of the tests. Like Mary's question about how is a woman to know if she's getting like the real thing? And so So if you look down here, there's a lot more in here. A lot more in here. I mean, a lot in here. Like, and so here, you guys, I would think it'd be beneficial for you guys to read this. Like on Sunday, I went ahead and did some journaling at church. And I think I just sent it to Nora. I don't know. I might have sent it to others. I don't know.
I think you just sent it. I think you mentioned something about just sending it to me for some reason or something.
Okay. So a seer can see what kind of problems they're going to have in the future. And it's like, so it's almost like, so there's a lot here. I mean, you know, this guy's put in a lot of thought into friendships. And this is 2 years. I think this is 2 years ago. And it's almost like we need case studies. Like, so we need to go ahead and do a case study, and you know, whoever is doing the case study can decide. So you can see there's a lot of stuff in level 1, a little bit in level 2. Well, there's quite a bit here in level 2. You know, not much in level 3 and not much in level 4. And so, like, so do you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 friend? Do you have questions and answers? Like if you're a level 1 friend and you go ahead and tell me, you know, like Nora is a friend, she's really good. I mean, at least with me, she's really, really good. Like, it's like, what do you, like, she's like, what do you want? What do you need? So, I mean, in here, we could go ahead and do, you know, so each of these, it's almost like this is going to be an amiable. This is going to be an analytic. This is going to be an expressive. And this is going to be a driver. Or this is going to be an amiable. This is going to be an amiable and analytic. This is going to be an amiable, analytic, and an expressive. And this is going to be a driver. And so there's so much that we could put in here. And so if you all go ahead and email me throughout the week, so where do I invest my time? There's so much in here that's not in here. I mean, it's just crazy. So, you know, should you go ahead and go through, and then should we do a podcast on this here, like this here? And then once we go through this, like this here, this is great. Like Jim Bontrager, this is one of the best gifts I've ever had in my life. But people don't take it seriously. Like when you watched it, he's very clear. You know, if you're not really interested in growing, do yourself a favor, everybody. Just just don't do it. Like he's very clear. He don't do it, but nobody listens. You know, and so
coming back to Mary's question, do you think a lot of that you can see by how intentional the guy or girl is? Like
So
with knowing if you're gonna get what, like how intentional they are, how much they pay attention.
so 1 to 10, how intentional do you think you are, Nora?
With you or with
Okay. So in general, how intentional do you think you are just in general?
Maybe a 7.
And how intentional are you with me?
Like 9.5.
And why?
Because you are very intentional.
And 1 to 10, how intentional do you think I am just in general?
10.
And how intentional am I with you?
Depends on what dimension.
Right? Like, and so it's just weird because it's just weird. So people are intentional often subconsciously, and then people are intentional consciously. And so, but not
But
very,
is,
go ahead.
is it the motive behind it that makes the biggest difference too?
Well, that's a big difference. I mean, that has a big impact. But what's interesting is our motives are not linear. They're not black and white. They're not all one thing. There's a whole bunch of different motives that we have. And so I think I was in my mid 30s. Rosanna may remember better, maybe early 30s, mid 30s. And I remember her asking, she said, what are your intentions? What's your motivation in making this decision? I don't even remember the conversation or what we are talking about, anything. All I remember is she said, what's your motivation? What's your intention? And I said, that's a good question. I think 50% of my intention is because I think so it's some disagreement that we were having. And she was not happy with the decision I was going. She didn't yell or wasn't angry. She just, what's your motivation? What motivates you to do this? And I said, 50% is going to be with the kids. I think this is right for the kids, the family. I think 20% is you. I think 10% is selfish. And then I think, whatever remaining 15, 20%, I don't know. And that's the first conscious time that I looked at and I realized how complicated our motives are. It's not, and so people that are lazy think our motives are good or bad. And those people, they're in for, they cannot have deep relationships, I don't think. Because it's black or white. You either like me or hate me. You're either there to support or not to support. And it's like, well, it's a little more complicated than that. And so, so you and I value intention a lot. And I think we value it a lot because we're so intentional with everything. And people, so we're careful and considerate of other people, and other people maybe are not as careful and considerate with us. And we rationalize that and say, well, I'm just like this, and then maybe they're not. We rationalize it and stuff like that. So when you meet somebody that's as intentional as you are, or seeks to be as intentional as you are, it creates a connection. That's a really powerful connection. Rosanna, questions, thoughts?
I think when you say the word intention, what does that mean?
So Teresa, she said she was sensitive. And I said, well, that's true, but it's not. You're sensitive to your own feelings. Like, when I hurt you, and I know when I hurt you too. I know I'm irritating you. Like, I know when I'm going to irritate people. Almost never do I irritate somebody that I don't know. But I said, you don't know when you're irritating me. You're not sensitive to me. You're just sensitive to your own sensitivities. And that's when I realized, oh my gracious, when people say I'm a very sensitive person, well, that's true, but probably just to your own sensitivity. So intention is like you're studying the person. You're aware of your surroundings. You're aware of what's around you. So you're in flow.
Okay.
And so like we had lifelong friends. And you know, at the church we went to that my dad started, that we went to for 26 years, and he apologized to me because he was jealous of me with his wife and the amount of influence or spiritual influence or something I had on her. And on a 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 3. And he said, I apologize. I was jealous of you. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do with that. But anyways, so I think a lot of times, like I don't think husbands are, you know, most men, I don't know how many men are intentional. And so one of the fastest ways to a woman's heart is to be intentional. Intentionally listen to her. If you're going to irritate her, know that you're going to irritate. Be ready, because you know it's like playing pickleball. You hit it really hard at somebody, and if they can respond, they're going to go ahead and hit it back hard. So you have to know what you're doing, and so I think a lot of people are just reckless. They're just sloppy. They're sloppy in relationships. Like when somebody says, you know, when somebody says, I didn't mean to hurt you, I think that's a sloppy person right there. Immediately, that's a sloppy person. Because what they're doing is they're doing an emotional flip on you, and they're saying, you know, now they're flipping it on you. And so if you don't forgive them, then it's on you. So I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm not an idiot. I didn't think you were mean to hurt me. Now I might think it, but you know, it's just lazy. It's lazy way to think. It's lazy way to be in a relationship. So I'm pretty confident you will never hear me say, I didn't mean to hurt you. Because I think it's lazy. I think it's just sloppy way to have friendship. So I think a lot of friendships and a lot of relationships and a lot of family, like I went out with this guy, a group of people and play pickleball, and it's just heartbreaking. He has, you know, 2 kids, and one of them passed away, and he has a daughter, has 3 grandchildren. And I said, we were talking, and he said, you know, I used to give him money. When I stopped giving him money, like they were just about the money. And when they stopped giving him money, like I was there as a grandfather, went to the, you know, their events and their teenagers and da. And he's like, and now they won't let me talk to the kids. So essentially they're like terrorists and they're holding the grandkids as human hostages. You don't give me money, you don't get to see your kids. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to play that game. So I think families are just messed up. I think every family is dysfunctional some way or another. I don't know if that answered your question, Roseanne, or not so much.
I think it's helpful.
So what, does anybody else have anything else you want to cover today before we try to like put some concrete stuff in place? Okay, so Mary and Nora, it seems like that you guys are moving forward on the friendship stuff. So, like, I don't think it's voyeuristic where I just want to see what's happening. I don't think I want to see it work, right? I want to, like, how do you do it? You don't have an instruction manual. I think most people need an instruction manual. I do. I think they need an instruction manual. I think it's especially men. Like, fill it out. Answer this question. Answer this question. And so if you both could keep me up to date on it, that would be helpful to me to see how it's working. And I can then put it into a system. So, you know, so Rosanna, do you want to have a level 4 friendship with anyone?
I would like, yes.
How many level 4 friendships would you like to have?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Probably got to figure out if I can make one before I move to 1 or 2 or 3.
That would be one way to think about it. You know, Elaine, do you want to have level 4 friendships?
Absolutely.
So I think like what happened at the beginning of the podcast, I'm like, that's a great idea. Like, why not make a level 4 friendship like a marriage? Like you have vows, a commitment, and you go ahead and then you have witnesses. And like, and it's not like marriage. Like it's not like marriage, like, well, we're not going to take sides, or we're not going to, if you like 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 integrity, like it's like, and there's seasons in life, there's seasons in life and there's stuff, and it's like, so I mean, I've got at least 7, 10, 12 case studies. I have a lot of case studies that I could go through, and I could say, here's a case study. This is what happened. Mary's got one case study at least. And that'd be great to go through that case study. That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome to go through that. Do a podcast on it. And if she wanted to, she could share it with somebody. Or not. Like, it's up to her. Hey, I heard this really cool case study. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And with mine, like, I don't know if I'm just better than Mary or if she's just better than me. But I'm like, when she says, well, I have this person in their family, so I have to see him, I'm like, well, I've got lots of family I don't talk to at all now. So I don't know if Mary's better than I am or if I'm better than she is. I don't know. like I can show you, Mary, how they don't want to be in the same room with you. Like you go somewhere, like they won't be there. I got a lot of people that I've learned how to take it to that level. Like I'm fine with them, but So anyways, questions?
Mary's got one.
Mary, what's your question?
I'm just thinking, do I want to go to that extent that they don't want me around? They don't want to be where I'm at? At one point in time, I was just the one that, nope, I'll just stay away.
Right?
I'll just stay away. You can just do whatever you want. You don't really want me there, and I don't want to be there.
Right. It's strange because it's fascinating to me. So I have three brothers, 2 sisters, and like all of them, like there's no communication. I mean, my one youngest brother, he wished me and my 2 other brothers a happy Father's Day. Like he texted us, Happy Father's Day. So I went ahead and text back and say, Happy Father's Day to you. But the other 2 brothers didn't. Those poor 2 boys, they just are so miffed. They are so angry. Like they are, man, are they angry. Like they are just really, really ticked. So I don't know. Like, and I don't really like all of them, like every one of them, I would go ahead and be fine having them come out to Oktoberfest. I'm thinking about having Nora call them all. See if she does her little magical stuff on them, like hypnotize them and bring them up.
Maybe.
Like it's just, to me, it's just fascinating. It's just, I don't know, it's just fascinating. But if you've only had one level 4 friendship and you lost it, you're like, I don't want to ever go through that again. Like, right? That's one way to think about it. So if you all want to go ahead and email me, you can include others or just email me and say you'd like to have a level 4 friendship. And then with who? I'd like to have a level 4 friendship with this person. So we need to have, we need to go ahead and have, I think we need to have like a path, like a protocol, like a path to go through. Like, this is what we'd recommend. So if you want a lifelong relationship, for decades, I've been wondering why. I don't understand why people come into your life. You invest all this time and energy, everything, so much into people, and then they're gone. Like, it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. But it's interesting because my kids are noticing a difference in their dad. And they're like, Dad, you're different. They're asking,
In what way?
do they tell you, Rosanna? So
They
I
tell
don't
me
know.
what?
So I don't know I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's the song. I think the song was the tipping point for me. That song just pierced my very heart. And it's like, I'm done. What does done mean, right? So that needs to be defined. And so I've noticed it for years. It's fascinating to me on how much I pour into people and how fast I do it. Like the first time I meet somebody. Like what we were going to do, Nora, and then you just let me go off on my wild rabbit. So what we were going to do is we were going to, because she was a little, Mary, I don't know if you knew this, she was a little ticked at me.
Oh, I did not know that. She didn't tell me. That way we can't both be ticked at you at the same time.
You're ticked at me too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just said she didn't tell me, so we can't both be ticked at you at the same
Gotcha.
time.
Oh, is that? You're okay. You're women. I forgot, and sisters. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not ticked at
This
you.
will be, no, she
But-
was really ticked because, I'm not saying she's used to being the center of attention. So I went over, introduced myself. I didn't know really who she was. So she's on the heart deck. John's sitting beside her, go over, shake her hand because, I'm being hospitable. And I'm like, hey, hi. And my name is Mark. And she, and, like, I don't want to get in trouble, right?
Right.
Right. So I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm just nice to her. And then I just turn and leave.
Did that tick her off?
It did. Oh, she was steaming. She was steaming.
So what did she want? What was something she was?
Well, she wanted me to go deep with her. And I didn't. I was just surface. And so she's just like, she has that little head movement, like, fine. Forget that guy. He's it kind of built me up like this guy's amazing guy, and he'll tell you, and I didn't do any of that. She's just like, fine, he's done. I'm done. Forget him. And then I walk away, and all of a sudden you're like, that's my sister. I don't know. You turn me around, and walk me back to her. And I'm glad you did it, because I have a feeling if it was 10 minutes longer, like,
I'd have been gone. Like,
gone. She'd
I
have
don't
been
know why I'm here.
like, I'm gone. And so I get permission from you to go deep with her. So Tom Kuntz had mentioned to me, he's like, Mark, you are so careful. That's another one for Tom Kuntz. Like he's like, you are, so he's intent, he's observant. He's observant of my energy. Like he can be talking to me on my phone, and he knows my energy more than I do. It's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. So he's like, you are so careful with people. He says, when you vaporize somebody, I mean, you just like you just crush them. He says, it's not the person that you vaporize that gets hurt, because you're careful with who you do it. And I'm not saying like all the time, I'm just saying. And so he said, but it's often the shrapnel, the people around the person that you vaporize that get hurt. So I'm like, dang, he's right. Okay, that's a good observation. So now I got to put morphine in everybody. Maybe what I do is if I walked around in a hazbed suit.
Well, I know that day that you met Nora. I mean, I was up there on the deck with her and talking with her, and John came and I didn't communicate it with her, and I should have, and that's my bad, and that's on me. But I'm not sure, did I not know where you were at, or were you in a conversation with someone else? But I know my train of thought was, okay, I want to go find Mark and I want to introduce him to Nora. And not knowing that you had already found her and introduced yourself and walked away.
How dare
My
you?
thing was
Right.
you need to get over there and you need to talk to her, and she
Right.
needs to talk to you.
Right. And that changed my life forever. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just what?
As
So-
it did a lot of other people's lives.
It seems like it, right? It's a little bit like little bit of a nuclear explosion going on. And like, gee, it's like, wow, sorry.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Like two disruptors. like it just like so like I wonder how many of those opportunities we miss in life. Like if it wasn't for you, Mary, if it wasn't for you, then I would have introduced myself and I'd have left because I don't want to impose myself. I don't want to offend somebody. I don't want to go ahead and make somebody mad. I don't want to be where the next event you got to stay in your house, Mark. You can't go out and even shake somebody's hand because who knows what's going to happen if you do. Like next, they're going to put me in the basement, put me in a closet, which might be okay if I've got my computer. Like it's just, and so, but I wonder, like Alvin, like Miller, when he's in second grade and he conveys this story, like I was heading down a really bad path. Oh, I'm thinking Roomspringer teenagers drinking and all kinds of stuff. Like, how old were you? He's like second grade. Second grade? What kind of trouble can you be in? Oh, I was a troublemaker. And he said, and there's some 15-year-old girl that went ahead and came up, and she's the first person that, like, I don't know, addressed it. I don't know. And 80 years later, they still are acquaintances or friends or whatever. So here's this 15-year-old girl that had the courage to go up. And so a lot of times, so like I pour so much into people because I know I can change their lives, marriage, eternity, their children. And I'm fine with doing it right then and there. Just boom, just make it happen. But it takes so much energy and there's so much risk. There's so much, and who knows what their parents are going to think, or friends are going to think, or their spouse is going to think, or their kids are going to think, and all these people. And it's like, you know, but like I feel like Nora's given back far more than I've given to her. And I think that's what level 4. I mean, there's seasons where you're giving and taking and receiving, and in a friendship, in the coolest friendship, you know, in the coolest friendships, both think they're getting far more. I mean, it's not even, doesn't even seem like it's work. It's not even, and it doesn't seem like there's time. Like it's almost timeless. It's like 7,000 RPMs, all time standstills, and you're just Like in Ford versus Ferrari. And it's like you're a soul going through time. And it's like, well, what if there were two souls going through time? What if there were three? So, I mean, I've used the analogy, and any of you can jump off if you want to. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of in a weird mood today. And so, like, I've used it for years, decades, because I saw it in my dad's church. Like, I'm 18 years old and I'm at college, and I get a call, and they're like, hey, this is before cell phones. Like, there were no cell phones. Like, it's landlines. That's it. And you had plans, and it cost a lot of money, so it was crazy. And it's like, hey, yeah, this is Dad. And I'm like, hey, Dad. And he's like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that the Marshalls, they're going to be leaving the church. And as an 18-year-old, I'm like, holy cow, that's because I knew that they were big givers, and he was the chairman of the deacon board and everything. I knew that could bury the church. So it's one of the major factors I had in coming back from college and, helping my parents in the church. And I noticed in the church, like, when you're first starting the church, everybody's in the trenches, everybody's working hard. Like, so it's like, so if Nora and I are on the front lines and, she accidentally puts a 6-inch cut in my arm, what am I going to do? I'm going to look at her and say, hey, can you help stitch this up? Let's get back to the war. Like, that's how it works. But if we're in the officer's tent away from the front lines, and she's drinking her coffee and I'm drinking water, and and we bump each other, we could get into a fight. So for me, the safest place is in the front lines, because that's where it's real. That's where it's happening. It's where the ego, you can't afford to eat because you could die, like literally. Like there's so much at stake. There's so much at stake. You're not concerned about yourself. You're like, you just, I mean, when Alan Stein wrote this, and I'm still waiting, I don't know if I've asked you, Mary, but I'd like from all of you, I don't know, like, just write about me. Like, what do you think of me? I don't know. So Alan Stein, he knew me for 10 years. 10 years he knew me. 10 years. But we had never met in person. And so he came to meet the first time. First time he came to meet me, he said, I'm going to fly to your event and I'm going to meet you in person. I was a little nervous. It's like, I'm probably going to let him down. What are you smiling about, Nora? Like, we didn't talk on the phone before. Like, maybe that was good. Anyways, so and at the end of the 2-3 days he was there, we went out to breakfast, and he said, Mark, I've been looking at you all wrong all these 10 years. I'm like, what do you mean? And he explained it, and I didn't understand. I'm like, I don't understand what he's saying. So he gets back to Maryland, and I said, hey, could you put what you said, in writing? I mean, could you send me a note so I can understand what it is? And he sent me this. This is what he sent to me. He said, for a long time, I thought I saw Mark as a business owner trying to make a living for his family, just like the rest of us are. I thought his primary goal was the same as most people in the world, make money so he could support himself and retire at some point to enjoy the fruits of his labor. then I started to see this was just a reflection of where I myself was at. I started to see that as being only a superficial exterior, the deeper reality was, and is something that I'm completely unfamiliar with and still struggle with time to accept, that Mark is coming from a much different place, a place that is very different than the rest of us. I do not have much access to the place. It's a place with a different conception of self, where real service to mankind is a driving force, not concerns with my own life issues. Hard to imagine what this would mean to me if I were to attempt to live so differently. Much has to be done first, though, before I could even reach this dimension where this could be a reality, not just imagination. See, it is really about it's not really about making more money, doubling your income, or being more successful. I started to catch a glimpse of something much, much deeper, like peering into another dimension for moments. This is what we are all being led to. And when I read that, I'm like, duh. Like, took him 10 years, really? Like, that's just weird. And then I thought, like, do my own parents see this? My mom did, ish. She knew I was different. She knew I was a special me. My grandma, she kind of knew I was special. Marky, Mark. She would say that. You know, I think my brothers, that's why they don't want to be around me. I mean, they're very successful business people, very successful. So why wouldn't they want to be around me? It's just weird. I think when you have this, I think often family doesn't want to be around you. People don't want to be, because it's not about you, and it's such a contrast to who they are. And then I thought, does anybody understand this? And it's like, my wife does, and my kids do, and I don't know that they really, like it. Especially my kids. Especially my kids. So there's, all of these things that people have said that are fascinating to me. And so
What?
it's just a lot. Like,
Good a lot.
to me, it is. To me, it is. It's just like, I had a friend for a year. He's still a friend, but he said he's the first person that's ever said to me, he's the first person that's ever said to me, I thought about, Mark, like, what if you're right? What does that mean? He says, what if you're right? You're going to reach 8 billion plus people on the planet. I'm like, okay. Like, what if that's really true? Like, think about that. That's pretty cool. I'm like, okay. And he says, I might want to join you for that journey. And it's like, nobody's ever said that to me. I mean, Tom, he went ahead, first time I met him, I said, what's your life vision? And I told him, or he told me, and then he said, what's yours? And I told him, and he just like, oh, you'll get there. You'll do it. You'll achieve that. I'm like, really? And he's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, how do you know? He's like, I just do. I mean, he just won my heart. Just totally won my heart. It's like, he has more confidence in me, because I'm thinking, he's just like, yeah. Like, how do you know? He's like, I can tell it in your voice. Interesting 20 plus years later. And we're doing a podcast, your voice in my headset. And 20 plus years before, Tom got into my head and my heart so deep. Because he believed in me when nobody else did. And so when this, friend of mine went ahead and said, this friend of mine said, like I'd never said, I'm like, I don't even know what to think about that. Like, I kind of, yeah, I'm thinking, like, okay. I just like, okay. So part of me is like, you don't really want anybody, Mark. You just want to do this on your own. You just do it. It's too hard for somebody else. Like, it's way too, and it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous and too hard. And then you got to worry about somebody else. No, just serve everybody else. You just do this on your own. So there's a part of me that was like that. No, he has no idea. He has no comprehension of what he's saying. He just doesn't. He just doesn't understand. And then part of me is like, holy cow, would that be cool? Like, what would it be like to have somebody? It's overwhelming. And that was before the friendship too. So the book Nora and I are going to write together. We're starting on it. We got the front cover ish, and we got the logo now, or close to the logo finished. And both Nora and I, we had, I don't know, 12 logos to choose from, and we both chose the same one. So it's like we're in sync, like, yeah, that's perfect. And then write the book, your voice and my headset. And it's like, I want to find level 4 friends. As many as I can get. As many as I can get. And I want Nora to have as many level 4 friends as she can get. I want my wife to have as many, and my kids, my grandkids. And I want them to have it as young as possible. Like, I meet with 3 guys, and they've been friends for over 70 years. And when they're in their 80s, and I sit down, I'm like, I want to know your secret. Like, what's your secret? And they're like, well, just accept, people as they are. Like, oh, I get it. You've been 70 years for level 1. Yeah, there's some level 2 going on there too. They do irritate each other. But I don't know that they've gotten into level 3 and 4. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, well, I guess, yeah, I'm not real interested in that. So I would go ahead and sacrifice over 1,000 level 1s for one level 4. Level 4 is just, it's like priceless. I think getting kicked out of the church, my dad's church, I think that impacted me a lot. Because I gave everything to that church, like everything. And it's not so much that they kick me out, that's life. You're a warrior. You're going to go ahead and get shafted. That's just, but as they hurt my wife and my kids a lot. Over 20 years ago, nobody's ever apologized. And the pastor, he said, last when I talked to him after Jonathan died, like 5 years ago, he's like, I did apologize to you, Mark. And he says, I apologize to you, and you never apologized to me. I'm like, okay. Like, what did you apologize for? And he's like, how? I don't remember that. And he says, well, I apologized and said, well, I could have done things differently. Oh, okay. Well, I can apologize for that too. That doesn't seem like a really big apology. I could do things. Well, I'm apologizing to you now. Like, I could have done things differently. And so after that point, I'm like, I don't ever want to go through that again. And but I haven't spent 22 years. But it's like, how do you get it down faster, tighter? How do you develop them faster? So I wonder if it's counterintuitive. Like, I wonder if it's counterintuitive. I wonder if you start at a level 4 and then you go ahead and go to a level 3. I hadn't thought of that. Like Nora said, she trusted people at a 3, but within a couple of weeks it was a 10 with me. I said that I didn't like people, and she said, you'll like me. And within, a couple of weeks, it was like, wait, I don't know if we've had level 2 stuff. I mean, for sure, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot there. But I think
definitely hit level 2 a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
like that's a big part of the whole fabric of everything. But it's almost like it's intentional. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun. Just fun to irritate. Ease. So why are you still on, Mary?
I don't know. Guess I want to learn more.
Sorry to disappoint you. Like,
Who said I'm disappointed?
I'm ruminating. I'm going back through. So hopefully it's beneficial to you. I don't know if you learn anything, but it's interesting, right? Like
It is, and it's beneficial.
I can't wait to do the case study with you and about that situation, because I think I might go ahead. I think I might be able to go. What are you both smiling about?
We're just happy people.
Maybe, but I'm not convinced it's truthful people. And so Nora, why are you still on?
Our podcast.
I was going to ask Elaine, but now she's faking being on.
She's got more important things to do, apparently.
He's doing the finger, the mom finger. Like, easy there, Nora girl. Anything else that any of you? So if I were you, all of you, I would go ahead and try to connect with us, throughout the week. And then I would try to, like Ginger Ann, she was on the first podcast and she said she'd like to have more level 4 friends like you, Dad. Elaine, why are you still on?
Well, if you're going to teach Mary and Nora how to have a level 4 friendship, then I need to listen with ears wide open so that I can have a level 4 friendship.
Right,
With
Elaine? Exactly.
whoever I decide that I want a level 4 friendship. I mean, I could be going 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I just might wing it.
So I think what's going to happen is, for sure, I'm not going to you're estranged from your 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Ooh, like, I'm not going into this for sure as an expert. So I don't think I'm going to teach anybody anything. I think we're going to discover things. Like Mary, she helped me to see something I hadn't seen about the risk of level 4. Like, I didn't realize once you're there, you can't go back. Or can you? No, I'm pretty sure you can.
Not truly. You could try and push it under the rug and cover it, but it'll just come back.
And this is probably, it's probably somewhere between a level 3 and level 4 is where they were. See, and so that's the thing that's fascinating, is if they both knew what their life visions were and they believed that they couldn't achieve their life vision, then they have to figure it out. If their life vision's important to them. Like, you have to work it out. You have to figure this out. So I would, so I'm a magnifier, so I magnify things. And so, the more you put into level 4, the more I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna, so there's a lot of stuff that I can observe and I think help and then put into system and structure to make it easier for the next people to go ahead and do it. And you guys can bring other people, invite other people. For me, I think I'm going to put people through a test. I think I'm going to have a test and say, if you think you want a level 4 with me, here's a QR code. And the first thing you have to do is this.
But don't you think that that's kind of what we did to each other? Without having a test, we kind of had tests.
No, I was just a 3-year-old boy looking for a friend. There was no testing. There was just, I just want,
I wonder.
I just want.
I wonder. And a lot of the time it was just to see how close attention the other one was paying to it.
We do pay a lot of attention to each other. Like it. Yeah, when you go ahead, it's like there's this longing, I think, to have a lifelong friend. Maybe especially if you're 61, you've tried all of these things and you've gone through. There's been some really good friends and you're really appreciative about, all of them, even the ones that are not in my life. And it's almost like I want to, like all the ones that aren't, I almost want to do a case study on all of those and then tell them how much I appreciate them. Like my brothers and sisters and say, this is what I've learned and I appreciate you. Like, no hard feelings. It's okay. Like, Joseph, with his brothers. At least my brothers didn't throw me into a pit and want to kill me and then sell me as a slave. I mean, kind of ish. They had some of those indicators. But he's like, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. And why did they do it? They did it out of jealousy because he had a life vision. Like he knew what he was going to do, and man, did that tick him off. So,
Right.
all right, thank you all. Appreciate you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaine, she said her little boys